All right, welcome everybody. My name is Graham. This is Graham's Garage, and I'm going to show you what's required to turn a narrow body 135i into a proper looking wide body 1M clone. So let's jump into it. So here's what the car looked like initially, and here's what my car looks like now. So as you can see, we got wide flares in the rear and the wide arches in the front. We have all the proper 1M parts, so let's just jump into it. So what I actually put on my build is the 1M front bumper, and I opted for the bumper without the headlight washers because I think it looks a little cleaner. I also have the 1M fenders, the 1M side markers that are kind of required to fit the kit on properly, as well as these little black mounting tabs, or the surround for those. We have the 1M side skirts. For the rear quarter, here's the fun part. Genuine 1M flares are very expensive. It's about $1,500 or maybe $1,800 last time I checked per side for this whole rear quarter panel. So I didn't really want to do that. And so there's this guy, Jay's Flares. And what he makes is he makes a fiberglass conversion kit where it's just a flare like this that you rivet on. You got to cut your stock rear quarter, rivet this piece on, and then seal it off and Bondo the lip so that it actually looks like, you know, a genuine 1M flare. And that option is about $500 just for the parts, and then, you know, maybe another $200 in Bondo and rivet guns and all that fun stuff. A lot cheaper and a lot more fun, but it won't look as good as the genuine parts, but obviously it's kind of a compromise there. It works for me though, and it looks pretty good in my opinion. So let's keep going. We got the rear bumper. So this is a rear 1M bumper. Again, I opted for the cleaner option, which doesn't have PDC, even though my car actually originally came with the parking sensors. I have a AliExpress carbon fiber 1M diffuser that I got for $350 shipped, I think. It took a couple months to get here, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it looks, given, you know, how much I paid for it. Here we have a proper 1M exhaust. So this actually came off somebody who had a narrow body 1M conversion, and they did the whole exhaust swap. I'll get into what's required for that because it's quite extensive actually. And as you can see already, I already have the 359 wheels, which came on all the 1Ms and the E92 M3 competition. So that's basically what is going on here externally to make this look like a proper 1M. I would recommend wrapping because it's a very cheap way to cover up the Bondoed rear quarter. On my particular car, what I have going on as well is I have a pair of Recaro Pro Racer RMS seats. These are actually seats that are intended for the Japanese domestic market, so it's pretty uncommon to see those, at least in California. And as you can see, I also have a CAE shifter, a proper 1M steering wheel. And this car actually used to have the red leather interior. However, I swapped that out with someone. We actually traded, and now I have the full black interior, which is suited a little bit more for my taste. I also swapped the dashboard because this car originally had navigation. However, I really like the smooth no nav dash, or the one hump dash as people call it, just the gauge cluster on the driver's side, as well as swapping out the center console, including the Euro center console delete, even though that's not in at the moment. And I got a nice little 3D printed custom MagSafe phone charger, so that's pretty fun too. Got a nice little genuine BMW teddy bear to go along for the ride. All right, one quick disclaimer that I forgot to mention is that this car is completely bone stock in the engine bay. So the only thing I have is a charge pipe because my charge pipe blew up actually in the first hour of ownership. So I see that more as a maintenance item. I've replaced the radiator, some coolant hoses, but that's all boring stuff. I've yet to track this car, or track any of my previous cars too. I used to have a Miata that would have been really fun to take there, but I really want to get to the track before I keep spending money on modifications. Because even though I'm trying to turn this into a track beast, I have yet to actually go. So I want to be honest about that, just because that's really what I'm building this for. However, at the moment, my braking system is a little lacking because I'm on stock OE pads and I'm on stock fluid. So I need to at least upgrade those. And if you're unfamiliar with the non-M engines, they actually have oil starvation issues, particularly during hard braking zones and long left-handers. just because the oil wants to slosh up out of the bottom of the sump, and there's no secondary oil pump like on the S55 or S65 that help return the oil from the front of the oil pan down back into the bottom of the sump. I'm thinking that the best option is to go with an AccuSump, and when you experience low oil pressure, the piston will force oil from this T back into your oiling system and help protect your engine. So it's a little bit of a band-aid, to be honest, but I've heard that it works very well. I really want this car to be a go-kart, so M3 steering rack, square setup, and a limited slip diff would really transform this car in my opinion. However, we'll get into all that other stuff in another video because I don't want this to be too long. But I hope this gives you an idea of what's required to turn your 135i into a 1M. Regardless, I really hope you enjoyed the video. It's not that common that you see videos about 1M clones, and I kind of want to just put this content in there. Sorry. I just want to put this content out there in case I can answer any questions or help with your build. So, you know, if you have any issues with your car, just just drop a comment, man. Just drop a comment. I don't really care if you subscribe, but I really want to have an active comment section because I want to take suggestions from you guys, and hopefully we can learn more about cars and how to build cool shit together. So I hope you've enjoyed. It's been really fun. This is sort of my first video that I'm actually making here, so I hope you enjoy it. There's gonna be more to come, and I actually have a bunch of video clips of me building this car, so if you guys are interested in seeing sort of how the whole process actually went down, I would love to share it, but only if there's a demand for it, I guess. So let me know what you think, but yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. All right, have a good day.